The story of the Essenes has always been surrounded by mystery. They were a hidden sect, living on the margins of history, but carrying teachings that would ripple far beyond their time. The Essenes were not a people who wrote for fame. They preserved knowledge quietly, transmitting it in rituals and sacred practices that spoke to the deepest truths of human existence. Among these, perhaps the most powerful and the most forgotten, was their prayer ritual, a way of connecting with creation that was unlike anything the world knows today. It was not about pleading. It was not about begging for help from above. It was about becoming aligned with the very rhythm of the universe. Most of the prayers we know today are based in need and desperation. We pray when we are in pain. We pray when we want something we cannot have. We pray when life feels heavy. But the Essenes did not believe prayer was about lack. To them, prayer was a force, a living vibration that shaped reality itself. They saw it not as a way to ask, but as a way to remember. A way to remember that the human soul and the divine are not separate, they are one. And when that union is honored, the invisible doors of abundance, peace, and clarity begin to open. Fragments of their teachings have survived in ancient manuscripts and in hidden records preserved by mystics who carried their wisdom through centuries of suppression. What we find in those fragments is astonishing. The Essenes practiced a sevenfold prayer cycle, tied not just to words, but to the elements, the body, and the natural rhythms of the earth. Each prayer was not spoken once, but lived, embodied, and resonated through breath, sound, and intention. They believed that prayer was not heard by the divine, but felt by the cosmos, as vibration, as resonance, as energy. And this vibration would return to the one who prayed, multiplied. Imagine for a moment that prayer is not a request, but a tuning fork. Every time the Essenes prayed, they believed they were tuning themselves into harmony with creation. Just as an instrument cannot play beautiful music unless it is in tune, the human spirit could not attract abundance or clarity unless it was resonant with the greater order of life. Their prayers were designed to create this resonance, aligning the individual with the flow of creation itself. To them, abundance was not something to be asked for. It was something to be aligned with. Modern history has tried to erase the Essenes, painting them as an obscure sect with little influence. But traces of their teachings have appeared in the Dead Sea Scrolls and in the writings of early mystics. What emerges is a picture of a people who understood the deep connection between human consciousness and universal law. Their prayers reveal a truth that many spiritual seekers today are only rediscovering, that reality responds not to what we say, but to the vibration we hold. One of the most striking aspects of their ritual was the way they linked prayer with the natural world. Each day of the week was connected to a different force of creation: the sun, the moon, the waters, the earth, the air, the angels, the infinite. Their prayers were spoken in alignment with these forces, reminding them that they were never separate from nature, never separate from the universe itself. By praying in rhythm with creation, they placed themselves back into the flow, and the flow provided. This was their secret to abundance, not accumulation, but alignment. It is no wonder that such a practice was hidden. Imagine the implications. If humanity had always known that prayer was not about giving power away to external forces, but about activating the power within. For institutions built on control, such a truth would have been dangerous. If people could shape reality by aligning their consciousness, if they could manifest health, peace, and abundance without permission, then no external authority would have power over them. So the ritual was obscured, buried in forgotten texts, and labeled as myth. Yet it survived in fragments, waiting to be remembered. Science is only now beginning to touch what the Essenes knew. Studies on meditation, visualization, and intention are showing measurable effects on the brain, the body, and even physical reality. Brainwave patterns shift, heart rhythms synchronize, and the nervous system calms when prayer and meditation are practiced. Experiments in intention have shown that focused thought can influence matter in subtle but undeniable ways. While modern researchers frame this in cautious language, the Essenes would have smiled, for they knew that prayer was always energy, and energy always leaves an imprint. To them, abundance was never about material wealth alone. Abundance was life overflowing in all dimensions, in health, in peace, in clarity, in love. Their prayer ritual was a way of entering that overflow, of becoming a vessel for the living force of creation. When they prayed, they did not pray for bread. They prayed to become aligned with the source that provides bread. They did not pray for money, they prayed to become aligned with the flow of abundance itself. Picture an Essene community gathered at dawn. As the sun rose, they would turn their faces toward the light, breathing deeply, their voices lifting not in requests, but in harmonies that resonated with the breaking day. They did not say, "Give us light," they said, "May we become one with the light." They did not say, "Protect us," they said, "May we remember that we are held in the great order of life." In the evenings, as the stars appeared, they would enter into silence, feeling the vastness of the universe within their own being. Prayer was not separate from life. Prayer was life itself, lived consciously, lived vibrantly. What does this mean for us today? It means the myth of prayer as begging is ready to dissolve. It means that the lost wisdom of the Essenes has returned at a time when humanity is once again searching for alignment. Their ritual is not just history, it is a key to a new way of living. A way where prayer is not an act of weakness, but of empowerment. A way where prayer does not push life away, but draws it closer. If you listen closely, you can still hear echoes of their ritual in the world today. In meditations that focus on breath, in chants that vibrate through the body, in visualizations that shift the state of mind, in affirmations that tune the heart into resonance. These practices are not new. They are fragments of an ancient prayer system that has never truly died. The Essenes may be gone, but their wisdom has seeped into the soil of spiritual practice, and now it blossoms again. The greatest secret of their prayer ritual was this: prayer was never about asking for something outside of you. Prayer was about becoming one with the thing you seek. If you seek abundance, you become abundance. If you seek peace, you become peace. If you seek love, you become love. In this becoming, reality responds. The prayer is not answered from the outside, it is answered from within. And once within, the outer world shifts to reflect it. This is the forgotten truth of the Essenes. This is the power of their lost prayer ritual. Perhaps the reason it is resurfacing now is because the world is ready to hear it. We live in a time of noise, distraction, and disconnection, where prayer often feels powerless and life feels unstable. But the Essenes remind us that the power to align with creation has never left us. It is in our breath, it is in our words, it is in our hearts. When these three unite, the vibration of prayer moves mountains. The lost ritual of the Essenes was never truly lost. It is alive in every moment we choose alignment over fear, resonance over chaos, truth over illusion. The invitation is simple. Do not pray to be rescued. Pray to remember your resonance with creation. Do not pray for what you lack. Pray to embody the vibration of wholeness. Do not pray to something distant. Pray as if you are already one with the source, because you are. This was the truth the Essenes lived by, the truth that history tried to erase but could never fully destroy. The truth that prayer is not about asking for the divine to come to you, but about becoming divine in the way you live, breathe, and resonate. And so the lost prayer ritual of the Essenes is found again, not in ancient words on stone tablets, but in the living heartbeat of humanity that refuses to forget. It is found in you, when you breathe with intention, when you speak with alignment, when you live with resonance. This is their gift, their reminder, and their call across centuries. The question is no longer whether their prayer ritual was real. The question is, are we ready to practice it again?